My name is Chris Claremont. You're watching Omni X-Men.
Hi, I'm Bob McLeod, and you're watching Omni X-Men.
You're watching X-Men Omni with Justin and John. And their good friend, Hank.
Hell yeah.
Yes, gang. Shout out to Rod, the freaking Rican, for making a little intro for the show here tonight. Gang, yeah, welcome back to Omni X-Men. This is the weekly X-Men show. We're breaking issue by issue down of Chris Claremont's iconic run on Uncanny X-Men. We're deep into the 200s now. We've actually crossed over. We're into the 200s going issue by issue. This is Omnibus Volume 5. We even did a new Mutants Omnibus. All these playlists linked down below. You can go back and enjoy any of these if there's an issue you want to go and find. But the journey continues. Tonight, we're on issue 203. It's me, and it's this guy.
Dude, that was awesome. That was so awesome. I don't know if you saw. I was like freaking out in the background. That is so cool. That came out so well. That's Rod. Man, Rod is the freaking man.
Rod, he was testing it to see like, what copyright am I going to get hit with this or with that? It's like, no, you just got to take the sound out. We'll try and throw in some different music and stuff. And yeah.
Oh, dude, that's so awesome. Rod, if you're watching this later, man, we love you. Thank you for that. You'll have to send that to me, man, so I can play.
I will do.
On my side.
Hey, happy Tuesday. How you doing, man?
Good. I'm doing good. It's so funny as right before we went live, you were like, oh, I have like a little surprise for Justin in the beginning. And like you said that, and then we went live and it's counting. And I was like, oh, let me go grab my water. And I like got up off, and then I'm like, oh wait, what if like I got to see something? So I like ran back. I don't know if you saw. I usually never leave
just in time.
Yeah. But yeah, dude. No, I'm excited for another Omni X-Men show. We got another great guest, so yeah, looking forward to it.
We do. We got a part of the 3 men in the basement. The links are all down below, gang. We got the one, the only Chinmo.
What's going on, guys? Appreciate you guys having me on here. I'm pumped. I'm excited.
Yeah. Absolutely. Gang, if you don't know the 3 men in the basement, the link for the YouTube and the Instagram is down below, so you guys can catch their next upcoming whatevers, all the good things.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, we do. We're doing a bunch. Con season is starting to gear up, so we're going to be having a bunch of cool stuff going on in the next couple months.
And I feel like I saw some unboxings of people or some haul videos from people doing the big 3 men in the basement con, right?
Yeah, we have our swap coming up, but we just hosted in the middle of a blizzard, which is just on par for New England right now. Where we just did our comic crawl, so that was great. We had a bunch of guys come out, even during I think we got probably about another foot of snow that day, and we still had 15, 20 guys come out digging through 3 different comic shops for stuff. So it was great.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Love it.
Well, let's say hello to some gang in the chat, and then we can get going tonight. We're talking issue 203 of Uncanny X-Men. For those that don't know, remember, stick around to the end. We'll do our trivia. You'll get a chance to get on the prize wheel for the finale at the end of the episode. We'll talk about issues, questions from the previous issue 202 when we were over on Justin's channel. His link is down below because you got to go back and forth between channels. Next week, we'll be discussing issue 204 over on Justin's channel. We'll get Beyond the Beyonder finally. So be ready for that. We got Impressed Comics in the chat. He's like, I got to get a good seat for Chinmo.
What's going on, man?
He says, look at the production value.
Yeah, right?
That intro was awesome. That was such a cool intro.
Jimmo, this is not the norm, just so you know. Like,
no.
I was like,
I was really upgraded for
before, and I was like, I think this has to be new.
We got our man Magic Lasso in the chat. What is going on? Ryan, he's shouting out all the people. Magneto Pants, Disco Dazzler, Rachel Dinners, Diana Ross. Everybody's here. Meow Mix. Oh, yeah, sponsored by Meow Mix. And we always praise Linda Carter. Of course, Linda Carter.
I'll be.
Candace Barbosa is in the chat. What's going on, Candace? Good to see you, my friend. We got Robert in the chat. What's going on, Gramps? Good to see you, sir.
Hello, Rob.
The Jackson Roy Kirk, the one, the only. Good to see you, sir.
Dropping that line.
Yes, starting line, gentlemen. And I think that's it. We got everybody. We all caught up.
All right.
Yeah, so everyone remember, next week we'll be over on Justin's channel. So always follow, subscribe, hit all the little buttons, all the notification bells. But yeah, tonight is all about issue 203. We are back in with the Beyonder again, the continued story of Secret Wars 2, that the story that will not end. This is from March, cover date March of '86. John Romita Jr. on artwork. But let's talk about this cover, Justin. What are your thoughts?
So I think, and we kind of addressed this last time, but like seeing the Secret Wars little symbol in the top right hand corner, number 2, I should clarify, kind of immediately has me willing to just look past this issue. I feel this cover's never really grabbed my attention.
Lowered expectations.
Yeah, and it's just never, and just with the, especially the character. We talked about this a little bit last time too with the Beyonder. I don't know much about the Beyonder. Didn't read. I read a little bit of the first Secret Wars, but none of the second one. I just don't have this attachment to him or view him in any way that's like special or whatever. So I just think this doesn't grab me. The art's fine. I think probably the way he's drawn his face, especially, is probably some of the better work that we've seen from JR, recently. So maybe I don't know if there's a compliment or what. But looking closer, I do like that you get Phoenix kind of, the shadow of Phoenix in the background of Rachel and all that. So it in the grand scheme of things could be intriguing, I guess, if you're walking by this. But again, ultimately, I'm like, who's this guy? Beyonder? I don't care. Let me move on to the next issue. So
right.
Yeah, mixed feelings about this, but not great. Not great.
Jackson Roy Kirk, nobody says this. Come on. Don't be a troll. Don't be a troll. Chinmo, I don't know how you're feeling about David Hasselhoff, the Beyonder here. What your feelings are.
I'm waiting for him to run on a beach, that's what's But
get in that Knight Rider car.
As far as the cover goes, similar. I'm never a big fan when they have like the logos of other stuff up top or down bottom. I get it. You got to tie into stuff. I've never read Secret Wars 2. I've read the first Secret Wars. Never read Secret Wars 2. So I know of the Beyonder and kind of what he does. And as far as JR goes, he's always like a hit or miss for me. He's not my least favorite artist, but he's far from my favorite artist. There's more stuff the stuff I like them in more than others. As far as this cover goes, the colors are what kind of really do it for me. The coloring on it is great. I enjoy the colors quite a bit. Really kind of pops with the red against that blue and black kind of hue.
Yeah.
And I am always kind of a sucker when you have like the outline, you get the Phoenix there, but even on the Beyonder, where you get the stars and planets on them, I enjoy that kind of stuff. So that overall, not the best cover, far from the worst. So
well said. Yeah, no, I totally agree with both of you guys. This is definitely a cover that it's like, yeah, in a dollar bin, maybe I snagged my copy. In fact, I joked with Magic Lasso before tonight that I was like, I noticed how bad my copy of this book was, and I went by my LCS and actually got an upgrade for $10 or something like that, because it was like, this is a pristine raw copy, like sweet. But like, this is just not a book that I don't know anybody's like hunting for out there in the wild.
This is one of those books that's like, hey, I'm trying to complete my run of X-Men, and I
correct.
Yeah,
correct. But yeah, I totally agree with the depth and the both the background and inside of Beyonder's whatever outfit whatever disco outfit he's wearing there tonight. That's something. We got some friends going on in the chat. Jackson He says, I remember being so disappointed when this came out. Yeah, fair. Candace says, I love that for you, Jackson. Well, let's dive on the inside here. We jump right into a battle. We're going back in time. We've got Carol Danvers.
It's killing me.
Carol Danvers in her old school Ms. Marvel costume, just laying hands on our friend Rogue. Rogue talking us through this fight that we never got, right? Ms. Marvel, the comic series, canceled. We never actually got this battle on the page until this moment. And later on, there are comics that kind of cover some of this, but ultimately, this is the first time that we really get to see the two of them brawling on the Golden Gate Bridge. And we get to see the moment when basically Rogue decides, I'm just going to lay hands on Carol, and how it goes awry, how she ultimately robs Carol of her memories, of her personality, and of course all of her abilities and life force, and then throws her off the bridge and sort of stands there in triumph at the end. So Justin, when we jump to this sort of flashback at the beginning of the book, what are your feelings about that?
Yeah, exactly what Adam said. This is the Avengers Annual 10 part that we didn't get, and it's really cool to like just get this side of it. I mean, you know, we had ideas in our head and it was kind of described and we understand the outcome and everything else. But yeah, this is the first time we really get to you know, see a majority of what went down. Right. And I think these are some fantastic scenes, some fantastic panels. And I love that splash page right off the bat. I remember when we were talking last week, I flipped into the next book kind of by accident at the end, and I just saw that and I'm like, oh, wow, like that's, you know, I love the detail in Rogue's face and even just the stance that Carol Danvers has and everything else, like just looked really, really cool. So, and again, for JR, I'm like, okay, like I like this is a good issue. Maybe this is like, you know, maybe we just get this throughout the whole thing. We don't, but I was hoping. Yeah, I mean, I definitely appreciate, and already like this moment alone to me makes this issue a little more significant in terms of just you know, information and level of behind the scenes that we never got to see. Like there's a specialty to it, especially how much we loved Annual 10, and of course we love Rogue and Carol Danvers. So yeah, it's a cool way to kind of connect with this character.
For sure, totally agree. We had Queen Sheena dropping by in the chat. What's going on, Sheena? Appreciate you, friend. She's saying hi to everybody. Look at her. She's recognizing the crew. What about you, Chinmo? I mean, obviously, I don't know if you read the issue preceding this when you decided to read this issue or not. Some people do, some people don't. Like, did this feel like an odd way to begin?
Yeah, so I mean, I read this years and years ago, enough to where I didn't remember what this issue was fully about. I knew it tied into Beyonder a little bit on that, but then I reread it the other day in prep for this, and I remember when I flipped it open, and I was like, "Is this actually JR?" Like, because I was like, "This is like it's," you know, I was pleasantly surprised, kind of, yeah. But then again, the colors really sold me on it. I love the whole kind of blue hue across the whole thing, as it is like a memory of it. And I mean, I like Rogue, so you know, anything with her in it, especially where it's such a integral part of her backstory.
Right.
I mean, I was all for it, so I was like, all right, cool. I'm perfectly cool starting off this way. I'm into it. Let's see where it goes. And so as far as beginnings go, I'm all for it. And I always go with I think it was Stan Lee that always said that a cover sells the book, but the first page sells the story. And I mean, that's a great splash page to start off with. So
right.
It was a good way to do it.
And Rogue is not super old in this one, so that's good. They kind of balanced it out a little. You know?
She's already got the gray skunk stripes, though. She's already ready.
Yes.
Yeah, I totally agree with you guys. I'm a big Carol Danvers fan. I love this Ms. Marvel era. So sad that they didn't get to finish it the way they wanted, but nice to see the ways that Claremont sort of dribbles her moment with Rogue through several different comics like Avengers 10 and Annual 10 in this book. So yeah, I was psyched. I totally forgot this was in here. So I was like, what the heck am I reading? What's going on?
Yeah.
Old Wolf made it into the chat. What's going on, Tony? I'm nice that you took a break from watching your wife
a lot of shoveling
shovel the snow out in front of your house, Tony. I'm going to publicly shame you. So, unacceptable. Says the guy living in California. But yeah, the celebration of Rogue ends very quickly. She sort of fades away. We realize that she's just sitting on the bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge, reminiscing, thinking back to that moment with some serious regret, right? She's definitely has some guilt, feels that she definitely doesn't know how to balance the parts of her that are her own and the parts of her that belong to Carol. And it's this mix of emotions that she's feeling as she flies back to where the X-Men are hanging out, and finds a shocking Kitty Pryde, a Kitty Pryde that she doesn't quite recognize, because this, of course, connects to the New Mutants issues that are dealing with the Beyonder and the battles they've been having in the Secret Wars Volume 2. And this version of Kitty Pryde is now sort of melded with Illyana and has some of the soul armor and the soul sword. And we learn that the New Mutants did not fare very well when dealing with the Beyonder. And so we're seeing kind of Kitty Pryde dealing with that trauma. And she's like, I want to mess this guy up. He killed us all. This is bad news. And Rogue is just kind of stunned here with all of this as she sees Kitty Pryde's rage. I was curious, Chinmo, were you able to follow this? I have not read those New Mutants issues, so this was kind of a stunner for me.
Yeah, I never read those New Mutants issues either, so I was a little bit because I mean, I'm the kind of guy I'll read, but the pictures just kind of just come to me first. I'm more kind of scan it. I'm like, I didn't realize it was Kitty Pryde. I mean, much like Rogue, I was like, what is happening here? And as I read through, I'm like, okay, it makes sense. I haven't read that, so I guess something happened there. And it kind of as it goes forward, you starts to fill it in what's happening. But it was definitely a big like, oh, cool, we're getting a lot of Rogue backstory, and then it's like, oh, what's going on now?
Yeah, throws you for a loop for sure. Justin, where did you come through with this, where it's all of a sudden now Kitty Pryde / Illyana?
Yeah, so first of all, Kitty Pryde with the armor of Illyana is just so badass. Like that might have instantly, like instant MVP status for me with just that stance with her and the soul sword. I'm like, come on, we need more of that. I need more of that. So yeah, I mean, this definitely threw me for a loop though. Like I had to reread this and I was just like, wait, so I mean, I'm like, yeah, like we stopped. I was like, did we read 36? No, I guess we didn't read 36.
No, we
like,
didn't.
We just like stopped a couple issues before that. And I was like, man, I mean, it actually makes me, I know as much as like, we've been teasing about not, caring about the Beyonder and all, it makes me want to go back and read it. Cause I love the New Mutants and I'm so curious to see what even happened to them with how it's talked about here. I mean, clearly not good things, but like, for Kitty to be like, it's good that she has this connection still. She's the only one that can remember. It was really weird to like first see Rogue being like, who are they? Like, who are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Who are the New Mutants? And she's like, what? Like, so this definitely took me by surprise. I do like Kitty's outfit, going back into the Shadow Cat, style and everything, but you can tell this is a much more serious moment, than I guess where my head was at when I was like first diving into this issue.
For sure.
And it only gets, heavier from here. So, but yeah, that like far panel with her and the soul sword, like that's awesome. Yeah. Gotta have more of that. That's really cool.
For sure. Kilted Corgi's in the chat. What's going on? Good to see you. Jackson says, yeah, I'm gonna have to dig out my old copy of New Mutants to read what happened, or maybe not.
I will say this did intrigue me to go further though, because I do like that trope of like, hey, these people were at one point alive, but only one person remembers. So that's where I thought the whole story was gonna go. Didn't quite go there, but I always do like that trope.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so for those that don't know, we did volume 1 of New Mutants, that omnibus, and that was last season, but it definitely stopped short of the Secret Wars 2 issues. So this is a little past us at that point.
We stopped at like 34, I think was our last issue.
Like right on the nose of this for sure. Adam is going to help us out though. Adam says, in the previous New Mutants issue, the Beyonder killed them and even erased them from memory except for the Soul Sword. Dang. He does bring them back in the next and final Secret Wars 2 issue. Yeah, which then would be after this book that we're reading.
Okay.
So, spoiler. So yeah, let's continue on with Kitty Pryde's dramatic outrage. She's interrupted by Rachel, who in the previous issue got a fragment of the Beyonder's power because the Beyonder was sort of playing a game maybe with her and offering her the opportunity to slay him, right? Offering her the chance to use his own power to defeat him and amplified her Phoenix ability. So here she is basically still hardcore in the camp of, I need to kill the Beyonder. That's what I need to do. And you see this sort of Phoenix energy rising out of her in many ways. And she's discussing this with Kitty and Rogue and basically saying, look, I can absorb your energy, your life force, and your power can become mine. So if you want to help me in this crusade, let's do this. And Kitty is on. She's like, yeah, I'm in. Like, here, take my hand. Let's do this. Rogue, on the other hand, is kind of like, this sounds a little too easy. I don't know how I feel about this, but maybe you take part of Carol and me together. I suppose that the threat of the Beyonder is much worse, the far greater of two evils. So whatever. And Rachel just absorbs them both, and then hilariously, Justin, you'll be happy, Spider-Woman shows up, and she's like, yeah, I'm in my nightgown, but sure, take me too. Like, let's just throw me in. The one more person added to the show. So I was curious, Justin,
nonchalantly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
When there's only so many superheroes in San Francisco, right? They all show up in the
That
moment.
was literally like, I want to go too. Hey, don't take me.
I was just curious. I know, Justin, you're a big Spider-Woman fan. I was curious how you felt with her little two panel cameo.
Yeah, this was so random. I did not see this coming. Shout out to Candace and Ryan. I know you both are fans of Jessica Drew, and yeah, it's cool that I just didn't. This is just so random. I like how she's drawn. She looks good, but yeah, otherwise, this was kind of odd for me. Like, I didn't quite. At this point, I'm like, wait, so you're taking everybody's like life in a sense, and you're gonna use that power to go, kill him? Does that mean you get to return to that? Like, I started to wonder, like, what were the rules in this?
No rule, no promises.
Yeah, like,
no
what are you able to do? Yeah, like, did she just kill Kitty? Like, by doing this, is everybody just dying? So very interesting. I had mixed feelings overall about it, but either way, it threw me off once I saw Jessica.
I just love that Jessica has no questions. She's like,
yes.
All in.
This seems pretty cool. Like, I like your vibe. I like what you're talking. Like, let's go, right?
Yeah.
Chinmo, any thoughts here on how Rachel rolls into this story?
Yeah, kind of very similar to Justin. I was kind of like, oh, okay, is she killing them? Is she just absorbing them into one so it's easier to fight? Like, I thought we were going to get like a big, like, Beyonder, like, one-on-one fight, but it's really Beyonder versus everybody in one body kind of thing.
Right.
That's what I thought we were going to. And then it goes into, some soul snatching kind of stuff. But yeah, I was a little confused at first, and I was like, I figured it had something to do with the overall Secret Wars 2 story, which I haven't read, so I kind of rolled with it.
Yeah,
it's got to connect in there somehow, and she's gonna fight it as the Phoenix. Makes sense. Powerful force. I did enjoy the Jessica Drew cameo. I do like Jessica Drew.
Yeah.
Again, thought it was very random, but the quick little, hey, she's putting the X-Men up, and she's hosting them, but she's just hanging out in her nightie outside.
Right.
I just happened to be walking by and I overheard your conversation.
But yeah, that and the fact that she was just so easily you can have me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing.
No questions, right?
I would have been at least been like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Ask a couple questions.
A little of the fine print would be nice, I think, in this scenario. We got our man Alan Shell in the chat. What's going on, Alan? Thank you for coming by. Appreciate you, sir. Jackson Crook says, I got no superpowers, but what the heck? Here you go. Adam says, me, pick me.
Yeah, Tunky for sure.
I like that. Well played, sir. So after he takes those three ladies, I think this is hilarious. She goes through the house and is like, I'm not gonna wake the guys. I'm just gonna take I'm gonna assume the guys are gonna say yes to my plan. Got you, Colossus, got you, Wolverine, got you, Magneto. And Storm, the only other woman, is like wide awake, and she's like mother, like daughter, huh, Phoenix? And I just love that Storm is like, no way am I sleeping through this, right? No. And then they have a conversation that she's like, I don't agree to this at all. And Phoenix is still like, nope, I'm not even going to give you the opportunity to deny me.
It's crazy.
Just wild moment here. And then, of course, blasts off with all of this energy, has all of these life forces and all this power, flies into outer space right past what I've got to assume is the most baby-like version I've ever seen of the Watcher.
So happy you addressed it.
It's like right there with his first appearance cover, where he's like basically in a giant diaper, and and he's like watching from his watcher place where he watches things, and just has this moment of like, I'm going to watch and do my watcher thing. So we get our baby watcher moment that this is significant. So Chinmo, yeah, thoughts on the baby watcher or on Rachel here? What are your thoughts on these pages?
Oh yeah, this is when I realized the story was not going to be like, hey, let's all get together and fight. I'm like, oh, she's just straight up soul snatching these guys.
Yes.
Whether they're coming back or not doesn't matter. I love the whole Storm interaction. I'm like, all right, cool. At least someone's like, hey, bad idea, maybe? Who knows?
Conscience. Yeah.
I do enjoy the art, like, the right hand there with like the Phoenix Force, kind of like that, the shape and symbol kind of going through. I do like that.
Yeah.
But I literally had to do like almost a triple take when it got to the Watcher, where I had to reread. I'm like, is this actually the Watcher? Or is this like his third cousin filling in for him? Like, I had no idea.
I said, what is Kingpin doing out in space right
That's
now?
honest to God. I was like, is this like Egghead? Like who is this?
So good. So good.
And I mean, the first panel's fine, like him. Well, I'm like, oh, cool, it's got to be the Watcher. And then you go to the next panel, and I'm honestly like, all right, maybe it's just a different Watcher, the same, same race, but no,
it's the pop collar that really helps that first panel, right? You don't see it with the pop collar.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was literally waiting for it to be like, and I'm Jackson, the Watcher's third cousin, filling in. He's off
Jackson
doing
Roy
something
Kirk,
else.
the Watcher.
Yeah.
Justin, any thoughts from you on? For me, the biggest shock of this, or the hilarity of this, is that like the women she'll actually talk to, but the guys, she's like, no, I'm just gonna rock. You don't need to answer the question. I know you're in.
Yep. So it's funny when as I see her going around and touching everybody's head, sleeping, I'm like, first of all, this is like murder. This is like straight up killing them. And then I was like, no way would you be able to sneak up on Wolverine like that without him doing something. But then I saw the beer cans and I was like, well, okay, maybe
He's had a
maybe he's been knocking them back. I love the lighting, the color, and actually it's not really shown in the screenshots that you have here, John. But if you have the issue, or if you have the omnibus, the bright colors that they use in the panels I'm looking at in the omnibus look really cool. The way the lighting hits Storm's face and everything else there is really, really well done. And then to Chinmo's point, like the pose of her as she basically takes it from Storm as well, that panel looks really cool. Like she's like flexing almost with the bird kind of wrapped around her. All that was great. But that whole thing with the Watcher showing up, the fact that we got Jessica Drew randomly, like it really could have been like Kingpin or somebody. Like I would at that point I would have been like, okay, like more people like just showing up. Okay, like they're willing to.
Right.
I honestly thought it was going to be like a cousin or something. I'm like, oh, cool, it's just another Watcher. It's not the Watcher, it's a Watcher.
That's my cousin.
But to Chinmo's point earlier, like we've had the roller coaster of John Romita Jr., where it's like it can't all be bad or it can't all be good, right? And up to the baby Watcher, like this was a really well drawn issue, and I think we did get some. Last issue we said the same thing, like it was a really strong Romita Jr. issue, but then there's always those panels.
He always brings you back down there. But I can do this.
But those panels of Storm, the Mohawk look on point, fantastic, and Magneto's sleeping head, and Wolverine's beer buzz bender. I don't know, wild.
Just a regular day for him.
Yeah, it's just a Tuesday.
It's a typical Tuesday. Yep.
But moving on, we're flying through outer space. The Phoenix Force has decided to cross galaxies in order to speak quickly with Xavier. So Rachel flies all the way to Xavier to basically transport him. She takes him and the Starjammer's crew and, the X-Men as well. Let's just throw them all in, and transports them to the M'Kraan crystal. And those of you that have read the Dark Phoenix saga or enjoyed those streams with us when we went through that story, recall the time when Jean did the same thing. She used the power of the M'Kraan crystal and tried to do what Rachel is accomplishing here, which is to absorb all of these people, utilize their life forces and their powers as a way to funnel their energy into herself so that she has the potential to be completely a world destroying entity. And she's kind of revealing her goal here, not really telling them that they have any chance, that these are basically just their spirit forms. And she is thanking them for the gift of the life force that she is now going to use as a way to destroy the Beyonder and in doing basically destroy Earth, right? She's gonna basically cause a cataclysmic event in a way to drop the A bomb on the Beyonder here. Old Wolf, I know how many Daredevil comics you have with JRGR. You're not fooling anybody. So Justin, what are your thoughts here on the return of the M'Kron crystal, the creepy little purple goblin sitting out front there? Any thoughts on this return to the Starjammers? Even?
Yeah, it's Jeff. I just remember saying my name Jeff when we did that like back.
My name Jeff.
Yeah, like that definitely like brought back memories. Just like the M'Kron crystal and I mean I remember that being a pretty wild issue from what I recall, but kind of nice to get this reminder of everything, and then to see everybody back here. I did appreciate this little breakdown because I still was a little lost as far as like what was about to happen or what she was trying to do. And I mean it's interesting that even though I guess it's their spirit form or whatever, it's interesting that they could still talk back to her and have their own thoughts and brains, and everything. So for Storm to like kind of, step up and say like, well, what if you're wrong about how you think this works?
Right.
Then you're just killing all of us and then, like dying, or even it doesn't matter if he can't be beat to begin with. I mean, he, as you mentioned before, like we know she's got this power to begin with, thanks to the Beyonder from the last issue. And he could probably just take it all away, like in one snap of the finger. We don't know how. I mean, at this point, we get like this guy's basically a god. So, like what the hell else is going to happen? So, nice to see Storm, even in her soul form, trying to make sense of things for Rachel, but she's clearly just, blinded by the revenge and anger that she's been dealing with. So
for sure. Yeah. We got, as Jackson Roy Kirk would say, we got Boggy De La Ghetto in the chat. What's going on, Boggy?
Station, Bobby.
Chinmo, what are your thoughts? I don't know how well they're really cracking into deep, uncanny Claremont lore here. I didn't know how much of this resonated with you or what your feelings were on it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've read the Claremont Burn stuff. I mean, who hasn't? X-Men fan wise, so like I knew the general idea of McCann Crystal and everything like that. And then for me, you guys kind of hit on this. This is where the issue. I'm like, okay, now we're getting the full picture. Here's where it's all coming into play. And I also enjoy, as far as like the actual story goes too, I like what Claremont does. And I was like, all right, now I understand why we started with Rogue, with like what's in her head. Now we get it with Rachel, and we start seeing the same thing with her, with other people in her head. I'm like, okay, you're bookmarking this. You're giving us a reason why you started like that. So it kind of, as a story point, it made much more sense for me. I did enjoy. I was like, I like how it's just this one dude that is just this one guardian, and he knows he's screwed. Like
he just sits out there smoking a cigarette.
Just hangs out. I love the fact that he's actually, because I think they even say he's never met defeat until the X-Men. So I love the idea that he's just this badass.
Yeah.
And then so I did enjoy this. I'm like, all right, here's where the story's coming into it. We're gonna get the whole, is it right? Is it wrong? Life for which the overall story is, which is cool. And then I will say, I kind of, I've talked about this, but I enjoy where even like the panels where you have the Phoenix kind of flying through space. As far as the art goes, I enjoy it. And I also enjoy it where it starts to kind of really build up on how large of a scale they're trying to hit with this story. Where it's like inside of this, which is actually just this inside of this, the Russian doll kind of thing. Russian Nessun doll, where everything is just, there's a bigger thing. I always think of Men in Black, they open the locker, or it's a guy with the alien with marbles. There's always something like bigger, and it kind of hits on that. And they do a pretty good job in the story of doing that. So here's where I was like, all right, it's starting to make more sense. I'm getting into it.
Yeah.
Let's see where they're going with it.
Totally nailed it. And so that conversation that's ongoing between Aurora and Rachel here definitely is the crux of the issue for sure. And then Rachel is basically saying, I have no choice. And Storm is saying, you always have a choice. And clearly that's going to lead to this page.
Bam.
What? Holy buckets. I'm going to have a hard time explaining this page. It's a spread page.
You're ahead of the time, John. You're only at 35 minutes. So
I am. This could be 4 or 5 hours, just this page. But some really amazing artwork here. Firstly, this is like, I mean, I'm getting Jim Starlin vibes off of this. Those of you fans of Thanos and the Infinity War Gauntlet and all that kind of stuff, the Adam Warlock era stuff, Silver Surfer, whatever, it's all happening here. The concept is that as Rachel is using the ability that she's now cultivated, she's finding an intrinsic connection between life forces all across the universe. And it's hard for her to balance the power she's carrying, the lives that are now being weighed in this battle, and what it all means in these connections. So what you're really seeing here is all of these little fragments inside of the solar system, inside of Rachel, this giant phoenix across these 2 pages. I will legitimately tell you, I read this book. I read the actual issue before I read it in the omnibus and before I, grabbed it digitally. And I was floored by this spread page. It was absolutely mind blowing. I was like, oh, we can't shit on John Romita Jr. this night, is what I basically was telling myself. I was curious, Jimbo, what were your thoughts when you flip? Because I did not remember this spread page. I don't know how I didn't remember this spread page, but I did not.
I completely agree with you that this is the far and away the standout art-wise of the whole book. I remember when I opened, I was like, okay, this is what I want to be seeing. This is great. Like you said, it does a great job of encompassing, like in one image with the Phoenix Force, but then in trying to encompass that it's not just, hey, I got a few people with me. It's everything that ever was, that ever had been, kind of going through the cosmos and everything else. And it's portrayed very well with the black space, but then all the colors throughout in the shape of the Phoenix. And then you with telling the whole story and going through it with like the blocks of text, with the random little images of some of the characters, along with like other just random creatures and stuff like that. It's a super well done 2-page spread that is, in at least like you said, in my opinion, it's the highlight of the issue
for sure,
I would say.
So. Oh no, totally agree. I saw that Candace said I really had to zoom in on my iPad, and I will legitimately say that I guess it was probably the second or third time I read it on the iPad. I was absolutely pinching and zooming to get a better sense of what I couldn't do in an omnibus or on the actual issue.
Get the magnifying glass out, just
right. Nobody is saying that, Lasso. Nobody is saying this. Nobody wants to go back at this point. We are in it. We are in it too deep. His life force, yes, is in these pages. Justin, I'm sure you read it digitally the first time, right? Like, how was that experience for you the first time through?
Yeah, it was fantastic. It really was, and it hits you right away. You get the entire thing, and then as you swap, it brings you into segments.
Oh, that's interesting, because usually I feel like these pages in digitally you get like all the little pieces, and then you zoom out. So you're saying it started out and then it went in.
Yep. Yeah. For this one,
That's
it did.
cool.
And it's, I think sometimes it's just part of either the setting or however it was programmed in that particular issue of what they want you to see first.
Sure.
And there's also the setting where you can like choose to see the entire thing first and then go into it or last or both. So this just showed the entire thing to me right off the bat. And this hits. It's so good. It's I love the color scheme. I love the idea of it. I mean, the idea of it just being all life form throughout the universe and can be very relatable to real life. Like just like anyone who would try to do something that she's trying to do, this is beyond massive. This is beyond anything you could comprehend as again, what she's trying to take all these life forms to defeat this god. And so I just love the detail, and I would be so curious to like if I ever got a chance to meet JRJR, ask
Yeah,
him
add it
about,
to your list. Add it
well,
to your
yeah,
list of
yeah,
questions.
yeah. But to really ask him, like, what was your thought process in drawing this, and like, how did you even like come up with the detail, little, the little creations, really is what they are. I mean, I think maybe some might hint towards things we may have known about, but a majority, I assume, is stuff that's just like, things that are brand new that we've never seen before. And that's the whole point of it, right? Is that there's things beyond any of our minds that she's trying to grasp at, and destroying, essentially. And so I just love how creative it is, and just all the different species and everything that goes along with it. So this was incredible, and it leads us into another incredible panel that
I mean, yeah, for sure. So like, yeah, we go straight from this to this page here.
Yeah.
When stuff really starts to fracture for Rachel, we have to remember this is a kid, right? She is not the Jean Grey as an adult who had that Phoenix power and was trying to utilize it and struggling with it. This is definitely a kid who has a lot more doubt, I think, in what her experience is. And there is so much. This is where, for me, Claremont like really rises to the challenge, because there's some great lines here. Aurora says, you truly see what you intend to kill, Rachel, not the cosmos, but people, living beings who know nothing of Phoenix, nor the cause she champions, nor the rationale she uses to justify their unwitting, unwilling sacrifice. Behold, each individual unique and special because it has been granted the supreme gift of life. Weigh that life in the balance. Can you slay each one? Steal away that gift? That is what this is all about. Will you be their executioner? You face the ultimate choice, the ultimate test, as your mother did before you. Now make it. And I was like, oh, snap. Like, that's some weight. That is some power. I don't know how I did not remember this dialogue or these panels, these incredible pages. And instantly, of course, the weight of this falls on Rachel. She absolutely like cannot do what she had planned to do. And she says she failed. And then my favorite line is Storm saying, you failed because you couldn't kill, because you could not slaughter countless innocents. A strange failure, that. And it's this wonderful little dialogue between the two of them, and everyone realizing they've been put back. Like, she has released all of their spirit forms out of the Encron crystal, put them back where they were. It's time to smoke them if you light them, I guess, if you're Wolverine. Like, he lights up. You have this awesome little drawing of Magneto crying, and Magneto says, in the early days of our friendship, Charles Xavier asked me if I would slay the infant Adolf Hitler, an innocent baby, to spare the world the horror of the Holocaust. I said yes. Then he asked, would I slay Hitler's grandparents? I said yes again. I would gladly pay any price, make any sacrifice to expunge such transcendent evil. But you see, obviously, as we will continue on, he is now questioning that thought process. This is a heavy scene here, Justin. I was curious how. I mean, you said this one leads right into the next, and clearly it did. How did this play for you?
So, first of all, and just to like say his line, it goes in the next page, but he says, "But now I wonder." So yeah, he's definitely like feeling mixed as well. I think the artwork, I mean, we get more of this. I think almost even more detail in this. I love the silhouette of the two. What I took this as was like two sides of Rachel and how she was feeling. And even in the description at the top, where she says she's never been more afraid, more completely alone, and yet she is not alone, as another voice speaks to her. So, we already know that she's like been challenged with, or no, sorry, I've been thinking of Rogue before about the two voices, but the silhouette is the first thing that got me for all this. And then seeing the shadow or the light, the different lights and different, the galaxy, essentially. I feel like this is even more detailed than the page previously. It also kind of, I've been on a big like anime and manga kick, and just the drawing here kind of gave me a little bit of that vibe.
Chainsaw Man fanboy,
the faces in them. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that was just all awesome. And again, continuing on with some of the detailed creations in these small squares that they were given to us. So JRJR did a really great job on all this. the other side of it, yeah, man, this was super heavy. Storm, again, Storm's she's the best leader of all the X-Men. She knows how, she knows what to say and at the right time, and she's here to comfort Rachel. Clearly, again, we know that Rachel she's been dealing with this fiery side, and the history that she's lived through and been through. All this is coming together, and for her to still she kind of collapses here in realizing everything that all these points that Storm's making is so big. This really made the issue for me. I was starting to get won over, over these last couple of pages, but man, this really, I wasn't expecting it. I guess I just wasn't expecting how heavy of an issue this could be. And again, with a villain that I don't really know or care about in any way. And let alone, I never read the event either. So, for that to still have the hit is really powerful. I love what Wolverine said here. And then going into Magneto. So yeah, just all around fantastic, both art and dialogue.
Yeah, well said. Jinmo, I know you've talked a little bit about the color work that's going on here and the detail work that's happening here. There's some interesting things as far as the way that Rachel is drawn and the light that comes off of her on everybody, because everybody else has this unusual kind of liking, but she is perfectly drawn, perfectly colored. I didn't know if you had any thoughts on the artwork on these pages and kind of the way they're using it for telling the story.
She's really the only one that's kind of full color. So to me, that's still kind of her talking with them in her head, like they're not fully back at their body yet. That's kind of what I took it as. So It makes much more sense. You guys kind of both hit on it. From going from that the two big splash page into this, which is, the duality of her, why she wants to do good, but then it is actually, you're killing billions and billions of innocent people without knowing anything. And then, you get Storm in there with that conscience of showing what a hero really is and what you're actually doing. Yeah, she's got this idea of this is a bad, evil, malevolent being that has to be stopped no matter what, but hasn't fully thought it through. And, that's where Storm kind of comes in, as always, the great character that she is. And then even when you get to the side, even before you get to Magneto with the baby Hitler and stuff, because everybody's had that conversation. Would you kill baby Hitler? Yeah. Would you,
Yeah.
And when you think about it as just a one, I think majority of people would be like, yeah, I would. But then you kind of think about it and it kind of removes it, it's a lot. It gets very heavy. And then just as a character moment, I really enjoy it shows Wolverine very much like, hey, smoke him if you got him. This is it, I'm going out like this is going on my terms kind of thing, which I really enjoyed for just one little panel of it, which was great. But here's where you really start to get the heaviness of the story, like you said, because Claremont does a great job. It starts out with Rogue and goes into how that relates to this and the overall of kind of what it, actions have consequences kind of thing, whether it's on a cosmic scale or not, and what it actually means to do the right thing and be the hero and think through the actions. So very well done, couple of pages.
Yeah, it's that morality tale that we're kind of getting here where, from a small scale would be like, oh, just baby Hitler, to the grand scale of no, it's an entire, planet, universe, what have you. There's some crazy, interesting morality takes going on here for certain. We got some homies making some comments in the chat. Magneto would sacrifice any sacrifice, chicken, goat, all the sacrifices. Sure.
That one got me. That was a good one.
I like Roy Kirk saying that this is like me trying to follow everybody on YouTube and
that was
It's a lot. There's a lot going on.
In my head, it's almost like one of those, in a movie or TV show when they got the yarn, Pepe Silva.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is, connecting all the dots. And this goes to this. Yeah. And not only do all these people exist, but it's real,
They're all connected. Storm is the best leader. JP had to take a break. It's been he really put in the work on that issue 201. He's recovering, he's gonna need some time.
I told you we're never gonna see or hear from JP again. He said he has said his piece, and it's the only reason he watched the show was just so he was waiting for his moment to bash on Cyclops, and now he's done, and he has nothing. He doesn't need to say anything else.
Let's be
He's
fair.
just dropped the mic.
He was offended by all the Cyclops apologists who didn't show up.
Yes,
all
he
the
was.
Cyclops apologists who ran and hid when he was presenting evidence that Storm was the better leader. Yeah, they ran and hid. They knew that he brought receipts that night. So it's been hard for him ever since. But let's continue along here. We did have that final line from Magneto saying, but he's now considering, he wonders if he's changed, if he's grown a little bit as he's now become the leader of the X-Men. There's also something to be said for the fact that he and Storm, being some of the older guard, are talking to a kid, right? Rachel's a kid, and helping her kind of understand the gravity of all of this. And then Hasselhoff shows up. He floats his way in his, I guess it's like a karate gi or something. I don't know what it's called. He rolls in.
Kimono. No.
A key. There you go. He floats in and he's like, "You disappoint me. I was hoping that you guys would stand up and fight me, but now you're acting all like chill about this whole thing, and I'm not happy about it." The team is like, "No, we're ready to fight. Look, Colossus ruined another outfit. Wolverine's popping claws." But instead, they're like, "Nope. We understand you're the Beyonder. You've got all this power, but we're not going to destroy the Earth to destroy you." But Kitty, I love Kitty Pryde here. Yes. Kitty Pryde's like, no, I don't care. She's the only one of them that witnessed whatever happened to the New Mutants. She's the one. And she's like, I am not backing down. I've seen this guy is foul. And everything I've heard about you from the moment you appeared, everything I've seen for myself tells me you are. And then she goes on a thesaurus rant here, just throwing out capricious. Like, whoa, okay. All right, girl, you've got the vocabulary on fleek here. And she's like, ready. You hurt people, and because it doesn't matter to you, you seem to figure it won't matter to them. Okay, so Kitty Pryde is right up in his face, pointing the finger right at him. I didn't know, Chinmo, how you felt about the Beyonder rolling in here and Kitty Pryde giving him what for?
I mean, yeah, when we finally, I know this is like a tie-in, but we finally get the character they've been talking about the whole issue finally shows up, Disco Stew, out of nowhere. And it's just, you're like, okay, cool. Here it is. Here comes our final showdown. And then, you get Kitty Pryde with her 12th costume change of the issue. Coming in and really kind of laying it out there, which kind of, it kind of lends on what we were just, Storm was just talking about. And, this guy is a bad guy and is kind of really laying it out there for him and everybody. And for me, I was waiting like, okay, she's going to lay into him. I thought he was just going to full on, just like, snap and she's gone kind of thing. And we get a big fight kind of thing. And, leading up to the climax of it. I was like, all right, I'm all ready. Let's see where this is going.
For sure. So Justin, now, how do you feel about Hassel and the Hoff here? What are your feelings about now? Your favorite character rolls in. You were enjoying this issue.
Oh yeah. So like I love this whole page, how it looks. It's all mostly white, little subtle like bits of baby blue. This is actually what the Backstreet Boys looked like when I was there. That's what the scene was. It was all white. Everybody's wearing white.
He's Disco Stew, man. It's the 80s.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And that's what the sphere looked like, the inside. No, but I like that. I like that the guys are all like they immediately like transform, and like they're at this point they're like thinking we're gonna die here. Like this is the moment of we assume he's just gonna strike us down with the power that we know he has. And instead he monologues, does a little bit of talking. But I love that Kitty just steps up here, and I know this goes into the next couple pages, but she really does just such a great job with calling him out and just saying, hey, you're a bully. Like what you're doing is like you put no thought into it. This is childish essentially of what you think and really he learns. This is where he learned something that day ultimately. I like that even Wolverine like chimes in. I like his drawing there too, the detail of him there. And Jessica Drew, she is She is gorgeous. Just saying. It's good. It's well drawn.
It's the nighty with the hairstyle.
It's a well drawn.
Does the whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I
like the Hawaiian shirt, the Hawaii shirt. We got to get those, John.
Yes.
That panel of them in the top left over there, like the claws out and Colossus going through that. I like that panel. That's like all right, let's get down to business kind of thing.
Yeah, for
For
sure.
sure. Absolutely. I totally agree, Justin. And then, like you said, Kitty Pryde continues her rant. She's not done. She basically says, like, look, like I'm ready to just throw down. This is going to happen one way or the other. But Phoenix, Rachel's come to some sort of conclusion where she's like, I've decided I don't want this anymore. She even says, score one for Kitty. Like, it was no accident that you're allowing me to retain that power. You knew my thoughts and fears, the shadows in my soul, the dark side of my nature. You knew what my mom did, and you set me up to follow in her footsteps. So she's like, you want your power? You have it back. Like, I'll give it back to you. And she just basically gives the energy and I would say flashes him back with the energy so that he's I do Justin would appreciate those.
Those gifts are pretty great.
So what were your thoughts, Justin, on how Rachel responds to the Beyonder?
I thought this was powerful. And I like that it all goes back to her mom. It goes back to her thoughts of Jean and I mean, for what everybody knows of what she had gone through for that. I know this was technically a different world from Rachel, but to throw it back in his face like this was awesome. And I think that panel is fantastic. The fact that he also is kind of posed the way he is there, and as she's turning the bird back on, essentially, I just thought was a really powerful moment overall. And again, still, very much. I think Kitty did a great job standing her ground in her portions there, up near your head there. So no, this was great.
We could call that flipping him the bird, I guess. Now.
Yeah, that's exactly. As soon as he said that, I was like, he's just she's giving him the bird.
I like that.
Chinmo, what are your thoughts here on Rachel's decision, basically not to fight him, but kind of still to give him what for?
Yeah, I mean, Justin was just kind of hitting on it. It leads back to what they've been saying the whole issue, like what your mother decided and what she did, and what you have to come to terms and now make a decision for yourself. I do enjoy that we get the whole Kitty, continuing to lay into him, which I think has a lot of effect on Rachel and her decision to, not go through with it along with Storm. And then, we do get the whole, her giving him the bird into his Jesus pose there, which and I've said it before, but the coloring of this whole issue is really the MVP wise is the coloring's been fantastic throughout the whole thing. And for me, the art overall on these pages is great. I enjoy a good JR when it's kind of the bottom right panels where it's just those pencils. That's where I think he kind of shines.
Striations.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when it's very kind of simple and there, it's not very blocky like his kind of normal style. So that's the kind of JR I'd like to see.
Nice.
But yeah, overall, and this, she's given him back his power. So I was kind of just waiting. And again, I know it ties into the bigger story, but I'm like, okay, now he's going to do something with them. And let's see how this resolves or continues, I should say.
Yeah, for sure. And great point on the coloring, because I do feel like it's doing a lot of story work here, right? The sort of blue-white light of the Beyonder and the way it shines on characters, that yellow energy coming off of Rachel, or the fact that she's never really drawn the way that other characters are when she shines her energy on them, right? She has this other life force, clearly, that allows her to be colored in a completely different way than the other characters. And I think it tells a lot. It does a lot of heavy lifting in the story, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, then let's wrap it up here. The Beyonder takes all that energy on. He feels like, oh no, it's just a fragment of my power, right? It's no big deal. And then he's like, oh, that's damn, I never agreed. that's a lot of energy. And he basically gets knocked to the ground. And when he's on the ground, Storm is like, okay, it's your lecture now. It's your turn to hear a little lecture. And I'm gonna walk God through what he needs to know from a goddess. Basically, she's just like, understand that that there's value to life, that the energy in the universe is not to be played with like a toy. Even Wolverine and Kitty take a little moment to basically say what they feel about how the Beyonder has been playing with people's lives. All of which ultimately doesn't resolve any of the frustrations that they have about what happened to the New Mutants or what happened to Rachel, but ultimately set up the finale of Secret Wars 2, because that's kind of where this all goes, is to the Beyonder righting the wrongs that he's set. But it's the speeches from the X-Men that lead to that moment. So I didn't know, Chin Mo, how you felt about the way the X-Men are like not taking any crap.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's how it should be. I mean, that's what I like about the X-Men. No matter kind of what they're up against, they stand their ground, what they believe in, and they go for it, whether it's an all-powerful god or, it's just the blob rolling down a hill. Like they're standing their ground, and it does. I mean, I like they play with it. I don't know if it's on this page or the other one where they use the line, just you're done with these toys and you're going to throw them out, go buy new ones.
Right.
And it kind of, Storm kind of coming back in there with that, like, hey, these aren't just toys. These are people. And where it gets down to the, the whole, I guess, theme and moral of the story is, all life matters. It doesn't matter life matters, and it deserves a chance to play out whichever way it goes. And, as the story kind of comes from the beginning, kind of comes full end. And I know it continues on in Secret Wars, and I think it says like New Mutants, you find out what happened to them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as far as a single issue goes, it does kind of wrap it up. Is the actual like final battle a little anticlimactic? Yes, but I know it's not the actual last battle, because it's got to keep going. So I kind of took that into consideration. But I enjoy how it is resolved to where you get that hero moment of like Claremont putting in like, hey, this is what a hero should be, and this is what life has meaning.
For sure.
Life, to quote Jeff Goldblum, life finds a way, and it deserves that. It deserves that chance. So I enjoyed how it wrapped up, and again, the coloring, you go from that bright yellow with him all encompassing with the stars and stuff in there, to coming back into his kind of disco stew looking outfit, and then just full on like evaporating away kind of thing, and ending with a cool silhouette. I do enjoy the last panel of a silhouette.
Yeah,
it's cool
for sure. Justin, thoughts on the way they defeat the Beyonder with words and not fists? I know Colossus is probably sitting there going, "Come on, I didn't get to do anything."
yeah. Well, let me have a crack at him. No, I love this. I thought that this was like the only way to do it. I think that it didn't need to end in a big bang as far as fists being thrown or anything, especially knowing, like, we get it at this point, he is godlike and impossible to just defeat in a physical way. But I do love seeing him fall, when she gives him back his power, and knowing the way it's listed that it's or explained that it's too much. Like he was almost just not ready for it in that sense. It also just gave you perspective of like, okay, that was legit power that she just threw back at him. It wasn't, I know we were kind of questioning too, like, Phoenix, is it the Phoenix power that we know and are familiar with? Is it not? Is it, what level of this power is this right now? And I guess, it being part of it that was given from him shows a little bit. But I love this panel here, the way that his eyes are like blotched out, just adding that villainous look to him and kind of mystery. I like the accuracy of I can appreciate the accuracy of the cover, getting this image now of all the stars in him from this other panel. So I thought that was really cool. And then I loved what Wolverine said, and I mean they all like said it collectively, but for Wolverine to take kind of what, like he said, what Beyonder was looking for, or he turned his own words against him when he said, you said you wanted to learn what it was to be human, but how can you when you're immortal? Everything we do, everything we are or hope to be is to begin with. So
yeah. Jackson real quick says, Claremont, let me fix this Secret Wars 2 mess. I got this. The Beyonder fell, and when he got up, he said, I meant to do that.
This was all on purpose, guys.
I like that, Bobby. Yeah, brushing himself
all planned
off.
out.
We'll put that there.
I also think there was an interesting moment here where Kitty Pryde, the one Jewish member of the X-Men, raises a Catholic, precept here, this concept of discussing Nightcrawler's faith and how God gave his son, sacrificed something to better understand and forgive the foibles of mortals. And I think there's a parable here for the Beyonder to learn from her. But the fact that she's quoting, as a Jewish person, quoting a Catholic precept, I thought was very fascinating here. Obviously, Nightcrawler speaking remotely, I guess you can say, astral projection.
And also to me, this just reminds you so much of how close the X-Men are as a family, for her to just not only know but respect and be able to speak for him on his own religion for something that she doesn't believe in herself. To me, that's a powerful connection there. I mean, for her to have that and to be willing to say it, even, so that, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, for sure. And easily overlooked, I think, if people don't know her religious backstory or Nightcrawler and his religious easy to not notice, but Claremont obviously aware.
It was a good way to have him in the story without actually having him in the story,
for sure.
Which was
totally nice. Well, that's the end, folks. That wraps it all up. It just leaves us a chance to give our final grades, our final scores here. Throwing it to Justin right off the bat so that he is forced, after last week when we kind of took some shots at the issue 302. Now we're at 303. I'm curious to see where he scores this one.
Yeah, this is crazy, guys, because I loved this issue, and I think even more so the way we talked about it. And I know my second time through, first time through, I was still a little skeptical with certain aspects of it. I think I was still a little confused with like how the powers worked and what Rachel was trying to do, and the heaviness didn't quite hit me in kind of that first go through. But reading it again and then talking about it, this was fantastic. And again, for an issue, a guy that I don't even care about, it actually makes I am actually intrigued to want to go back and read Secret Wars 2, or to know more about this.
Secret Wars 1 first.
Well,
yes,
I'll go through and read all this, but it actually made if I think I just had to be willing to go with it and just say, okay, this is that serious. I think my first read through, I just wasn't ready to give it the heaviness or the high stakes that it is,
Sure.
Because in my mind, I'm like, well, who's this guy? This is just a little side story, whatever. But it kind of isn't. Especially if you were reading this at that time, I could imagine if you're in it and this is all that there is right now that's coming out week to week. This is what Marvel was all about, and this is, if I want to, I should be embracing it if I'm, as I'm reading this. So I think that all really helps. And so between all that, some of the amazing splash pages and just the character morales and the building, just everything that we love from our characters, especially Kitty having such a scene that she has. I know I'm rambling here. I'm going high with this.
He's biding time.
No, it's crazy because I want to give this a 9.4. I want to give this a 9. This was how much I enjoyed this book. If we had a better cover, it might be a 9.6 or a 9.8. That's where my head's at right now. Bobby says 9.9 beyond our white pages. I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to argue. I enjoyed it that much. I love it for what it did with these characters. And we get to see Rachel and everything she's been dealing with up until now. I even I should highlight this, the annual 10 stuff, just getting that aspect of it. Come on. That was, and it's a good reminder too, that Rogue is still dealing with that concern of having two mindsets of when is it my opinion versus Carol Danvers' opinion. She mentioned that in the book at one point.
Right.
So I just love all that stuff, man. I just had to share all that, but it's up there for me. It's got to be up there. Matt gave it a 9.2. Let's go. Here we go.
Sure. Jimbo, what about you? Final thoughts? Anything you would want to say here to wrap it all up? And then, how would you score it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's also going to be pretty high. I enjoy, for not read. I probably read this 15, 20 years ago, so remembered almost nothing of it. And it definitely didn't hit me being younger, but it having such a kind of deep theme and moral to the story, with I like, I talked about at the beginning, I like how it starts with Rogue and the duality with her going on, and it leads into this bigger picture. And yeah, I know it's part of a bigger overall story that I haven't read everything on, so that's, you can't judge it fully on that.
Yeah.
The coloring for me was across the board a highlight.
yeah.
Almost every panel killed it, which was great. Even me not being the biggest fan of JR, he had, like we talked about, some of the splash pages and the Phoenix Force, like outlined and stuff. A lot of it was good. And honestly, I'm an easy grader. I'm the kind of guy that I'm like, that's a 9, that's a 10. Like I'm an easy grader. It's hard for me to give a bad grade. And honestly, I'm gonna give this a 9.6.
Love it.
And the only reason it's getting a 9.6 because the Watcher. What the hell was that? But that and it was a little confusing, but again, I knew it was a part of the overall story. But overall, I love the message. I love how Claremont tells this story through it, and it was a great read.
Love it.
Well said, guys. Yeah, I'm right there with you. And honestly, even just this discussion, chatting with you guys and hearing all the thoughts, I think sometimes these books, it's easy to just breeze through them. Even Bronze Age books with all the Claremont verbiage on the pages, it's easy to breeze through them and not necessarily notice all the little details that go in, all the time and love and energy that somebody spent on coloring something in such a way to add some sort of level of depth to it. So I was in that same range as you guys. I'm gonna go 9.4. I'm gonna go 9.4 for me. It was absolutely fun. Definitely a shot off for the cover, a shot off for the Baby Watcher. But like at this point, you're splitting hairs. It's nitpicking. Yeah. This is a whole lot of fun, right?
Yeah. Stuff, yeah. As especially where it is a part of an overall story and it's just a one issue. Yeah. It does a phenomenal job for the one issue.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. If you graded it on the scale of like modern event tie-ins from Marvel, this is a tie-in on a totally different level, right? Like, having just read all of the Doom event and every little tie-in, there are some really atrocious comic books out there in the world, friends. And if you're going to tie into Secret Wars 2 and be this strong and bring this much to the table, you definitely deserve some praise.
This is how a tie-in should be. Like I remember, I always go back to this DC thing, but Flashpoint, when Flashpoint came out, there was like 100 and something tie-ins. Some of them were amazing, and then some of them like, why are you printing this? What's happening here? So for it to be part of an overall story that you're trying to tell, it does a great job.
Yeah. And hey, I just wanted to shout out the inker. It's a guest inker, Al Williamson, which I think we got him in the last issue too. But
yeah, I think he's done.
We're talking a lot with a lot of the coloring stuff too. And yeah, if anybody was wondering, Al Williamson was the guest inker in this that was filling Ramita's work here. So yeah, the combo, they seem like a great team. Especially with some of the stuff we've been getting. So it
was Glynis Oliver for the colorist, right?
Yep.
Yeah, for me that was a big thing. The color all through was fantastic.
I feel like she's been part of a lot of this stuff too.
Yeah,
I feel like it's in her name a lot.
We've had a lot of discussions around the value of an inker and colorist in an era with an inconsistent artist, right? With an artist who needs that refinement. It's the same as like Klaus Janson on Daredevil or whatever. Those guys and gals who can elevate an artist and eliminate their worst tendencies and give you a product that's on a different level because they're able to fine tune something, Jackson, look, babyface Watcher is a problem, and we're just gonna ignore the fact that it's only 2 panels, but we're gonna still deal with it.
In my head, it's still not the Watcher; it's just a Watcher.
No, it's
Jackson Watcher. Well, all right, let's talk MVPs. Who are those characters that carried the book for you, made a huge difference? Justin, I have a feeling I know who you're going to pick, but I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that the three of us are all going to go with Jessica Drew. She just was willing and able to jump on board and fight and do
no questions asked. Take my life, take my nightie. Let's go.
That's exactly it. And she looked great,
Yep.
No, I in all seriousness, I mean, I have to give this to Kitty. Kitty Pryde was, to me, I mean, it's a big between
no, don't split your hairs. You chose Kitty.
I just love Kitty the Soul Sword, man. Come on, you gotta.
Oh, she's so great.
That was the best. I just love that she's like, she is so fearless. She's always like, you know, she's gonna give it to you. She's gonna put it out there, and she comes stomping and wants to just you know, for a monster such as this guy, this god, she still is not afraid to stand up, and that's everything to what the X-Men and the New Mutants are and stand for. So yeah, she was she's MVP.
She gets to be the like pacifism, what the F, like kind of comment and response to the team, because she's like, they just killed all the New Mutants. How you guys forget they just killed all the New Mutants? Like, I had to watch all my friends die.
Right.
There's a wonderful like counterpoint that she presents in the issue. It's a great pick.
Plus her Hawaii shirt. I gotta
also a positive. Also a positive.
If you had to choose between having that out, the Hawaii shirt, or the, you know, Soul Sword with that, which one are you going with?
Don't make me choose. Let's move on. Jimmo, what about you? Who's your MVP?
I like the pick with Kitty, but I think I absolutely have to give it to Storm in this issue. Storm, reading this whole thing, I read it through twice, and without question is the MVP of this issue, from showing what it truly means to, you know, the consequences of your action, to what a hero does and what it needs to be. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for Storm, the X-Men probably would have ended at 203. It would have just stopped right there.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
So there's no way I can't give her the MVP of this issue.
Preach.
Love it.
Lasso says MVP is Black Lightning costume that Ms. Marvel wears for her 3 pages. Hard to argue with that logic.
That's
great. I mean, it you know, obviously Rachel is a big MVP in this issue. A kid carrying the weight of the Phoenix Force and having to choose between the desire to get revenge for her friends that just died, or the wisdom of a teacher who's being incredibly sympathetic and giving her all the best wisdom that she can give. And Rachel has the power to ignore or to listen to that teacher. And I think there's a lot of impressive maturity that she carries in the moment when she decides, I'm going to put all the puzzle pieces back where they go. And I think that's a great moment. I would have picked Storm if nobody had picked Storm, but Rachel obviously deserves some praise too. This is a big Rachel 2-parter, but we can't forget Jeff. My name is Jeff.
Honestly, there was no real wrong answer in this. I even kind of toyed a little bit with giving it to Wolverine, just because of him being like the classic, all right, let's do this, you know, lights up. And then even at the end with like, you have no idea what it means.
Yes.
That's pretty damn good.
Agreed.
Yeah. There's no real
Beyonder. Nobody's talking about the Beyonder though.
He's the
that guy can pee up a rope. Well, great. I love the commentary. Thanks everybody in the chat for supporting. We're gonna run through the numbers here a little bit. You can get a 9/8 of this book for $80 because everybody knows we just want to look at the cover and stare at it through plastic. That is the logical choice to be made.
That's
but there's
what books
195
are
of them. Yeah, right. I believe on the slab it does say that Magneto questions his life choices. That is a big thing on this slab. The Beyonder whines a lot, but also learns a little lesson. And Rachel attempts to rival the original Phoenix. Justin, thoughts on the numbers? Anything you feel about owning a slab of this?
Yeah, no, I mean, this to me, I always prefer raw. That all the good stuff's on the inside for sure. It is interesting that there's 195 of them out there on the census, at least according to
get that 9.0. Get that 9.0. It's worth the $20.
Yeah, right.
That low pop.
Yeah, this is if I own this book, I want to try to keep it open as often as possible.
Right. Yeah. Open it to that spread page in the middle.
Yeah, that's all you need. Yeah.
Jinmo, any thoughts on would you get a slab copy of this book? Do you have a slab copy of this book?
No and no. I'm not a slab guy in general, and honestly, the few slabs that I do have, 9 out of 10 of them I own a raw copy as well. There's a few of the bigger ones that I'm like, I just don't have it, but I've read it in many other forms. But yeah, the only reason I can see someone trying to get this slab for some reason is because it has some kind of special meaning to you, or you're trying to do like, hey, I'm doing 200 to 300 all in 9/8 or something like that. You know,
Right.
Bold.
you know, just
Bold.
like a collecting goal. Other than that, why would you?
Like Chet
Right.
would have something like this, probably a 9/8.
He's not that crazy. He went through burn and then he stopped. He's like, I don't need the rest of this.
Probably because he's broke. All that stuff's so expensive.
He bought it the wrong time.
Side
Buy
by
it now. Buy it
That
now.
stuff
You're
is-
better off.
That stuff is crazy expensive. I just got a big collection and it had a 101 and it was an 8.5 and I was like, holy crap, this is still an expensive book, even in an 8.5.
That is a beast. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I'll
insane.
keep my 5. I'll keep my 5.5. I'm fine with that. Well, yeah. So there you go, folks. There are your numbers. We will stop the slideshow, put everybody back to full size again as best we can. But thank you. Stay around in the chat because we're now going to be entering the trivia phase of the show. We're going to ask you 4 questions based on issue 202 when we were over on Justin's channel. We're looking for the first 2 people to give correct answers. And Chinmo is going to watch for somebody giving us a really good wrong answer.
Hell
Lots of ways to get onto the giveaway prize here and hopefully win some goodies. We have, of course, a piece of original art besides all the little, prizes that we end up giving away. The Frame Brothers, we purchased one of their sketch covers. They did this awesome sketch variant for issue 101, actually, that we just mentioned a second ago. And you can win this sketch cover as a prize when we give away all of our giveaway goodies in June. So the only way to do that is to play the game here, folks. Jackson Roy Kirk will drop a starting line for us, and Justin will give us our first question of the night.
Yes. So again, this is all stuff based on X-Men 202. My first question is, what other choice did the Beyonder give to Rachel other than slaying him? He had provided her with 2 options in that issue. One of them was, you could either slay me, or what was the other option? And I think this is a great layup for some incorrect answers.
For some comedy.
Right now, I'm waiting for someone to be like, go to a disco.
It could be.
He's got the outfit for it. He definitely could make it work.
So as far as
Movie
correct,
date.
okay.
Go out on a movie date. Yeah. Sorry, you had 2 correct answers already?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm good to give it to Tony, save
Okay.
his friends, and Impress Comics save
All
everyone.
right.
Those
All
are the
right.
2 I have. So yeah, he said slay or save.
Save
Or
the McRib.
get the McRib. A McRib.
Save the McRib. You gotta save it. Remember that campaign? Save the McRib.
Yes. Yep. Not seasonal anymore. How about getting a reverse mortgage? Nobody wants that. That's just bad.
These are some pretty good answers.
Yeah, you go to a Diana Ross concert. That's what the other offer. That's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah.
And
Kill
honestly,
him
I can
or go to a Diana Ross concert. I'd pick the Diana Ross concert,
Oh, every time,
especially if there's some Supremes.
I like the idea of the save the McRib. I remember that.
There you go.
That was a good one.
Jackson.
That was a good one.
Roy Kirk.
Jackson Roy Kirk on the roll tonight, as always.
Oh, Matt, you just
Empress is he's hitting. He knows me. He knows me.
Play to the judge. My first question is obviously several team members, even tonight we noticed, newly returned from Japan. What did most of them bring back as a souvenir? I saw it tonight, saw it last night. What did team members bring back with them from Japan? Also, hopefully a comedy layup for some.
I was going to say there's so many. I wish I was in the chat right now.
We try to give them some options here. Try to give them some things. I'm definitely giving Adam the correct answer. I'm going to say, you know what, Tony? I'll allow it. Although technically, Storm doesn't wear PJs, as we've noticed again tonight. Storm passing on the PJs, but yes,
you got to be able to breathe. Got to be able to breathe.
Yeah. And Lasso with the comedy. Right. What stays in Japan does not apparently stay in Japan. What happens?
That shit will come back with you.
Godzilla. They brought Godzilla back with them. That's fair. A full box set of Naruto.
Hey.
That's the wrong judge. You're playing to this judge.
Yeah.
They brought back bootleg CDs.
Okay.
Save the girls. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, Tony.
Maybe that was an answer for the last one.
Oh, Tony, you might need to update your stream.
Gotta refresh,
Tony.
Tony.
Refresh. Yeah, refresh.
Uh,
Any
I mean,
favorites there, Chinmo?
These are some good ones. I mean, honestly, when you as soon as you said it, my head immediately went to like herpes or something. So I'll give it to STD.
There you go, Magic Lasso coming in strong. All right, third question, Justin.
Yes. How did Kitty save Colossus from the Sentinel attack? So remember, at some point we get to see the pink and purple robots. They come through, and it wasn't looking good for Colossus for like a second there. And Kitty saves him. How does Kitty save Colossus from the Sentinel attack?
Important moment.
Yeah.
Kitty
And I think
Pryde.
also good layup.
MVP the last 2 issues, you could argue, despite being like Rachel stories.
One of the
Yes, dude. For me, Kitty's pretty much been, I feel like, my choice almost every issue this season.
one of the best
Hard
couples
to
in comics.
Hmm.
You know, originally, fun little side leg while everybody's talking here, giving the answers. I talked to Claremont about this.
Yeah.
Originally, because I'm a big Gambit's my guy.
Yeah.
And he told me originally it wasn't supposed to be Gambit and Rogue. It was supposed to be Gambit and Kitty.
Oh,
And I was
Wow.
blown away.
Whoa,
that's
Yeah.
a shocking twist.
Yeah. Crazy.
that would be crazy.
Ryan, sorry, Justin. I think the first 2 would be correct, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Phased him
Brought
into the
him
ground.
phased him. Yep. I'll take either of those. Those work.
All right. So we
Ryan-
got Matt. So we got Adam. Sorry, and we've got Magic Lasso.
Nice.
And comedy wise, phased herself into him, which I guess might be a halfway true answer, but also could be comedy.
Could be either way. Yeah. I
She
do like the
threw-
fastball special.
She threw him like a fastball special, which I would be impressed if Kitty Pryde could
Yeah.
even lift Colossus, much less throw him. Very impressive.
She gets angry enough. She could.
She kissed him and made him even more durable. Well played,
I don't know if
Adam.
it was how that was said or how it was read out loud.
Yeah.
I didn't even pause for the ellipsis. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sure. Let's go with the sex joke. Let's go with more durable.
there you go.
Get him nice and hard.
Bobby's in.
I do like the fastball special idea of Kitty throwing Colossus,
That
though.
would be cool.
I would be entertained by that. All right. Last question of the night. We flash to the future in Rachel's memory of her bizarre alternative timeline, and someone is hiding out in the Baxter building. Who is the individual hiding in the Baxter building when the characters arrive?
Dun, dun.
Who hides in the Baxter building? So
I have
many
the perfect
choices.
comedy answer for this. I just hope someone says it.
We do, we do our best. We try to set people up. It's a volleyball technique, bump set spike. Is it Franklin? I'm assuming you mean the turtle, right? The children's book turtle.
Man, I love Franklin the Turtle. I love turtles. It goes right into the TMNT.
There it is. Oh, and speaking of which, it's Shredder.
I was going to say, Matt's playing to me. He knows his name.
There you
One of
go.
my all-time favorite villains.
It's Kitty Pryde. Kitty is hiding. It's not. So far, we haven't hit a correct answer, actually. It's the Wonder Twins. Activate. Form of bucket of water. It's Franklin. Is it Franklin? Not Scott. That's
That's a pretty good answer. I like that one.
I can't. If we don't get a correct answer, we'll let Chinmo pick a couple of comedy answers because
Okay.
so far,
Well,
I will
we'll give
say
him a minute.
the person who's there ultimately kills them all. So not a good guy. Not a good guy.
It's
not
Jeff.
Franklin and Kitty.
It's Jeff.
Yeah. My name is Jeff. It's not a hero who finds them and then ultimately slaughters them all. It's
Monica. Jesus.
oh, good lord.
She's
Bobby.
hiding under the
Bobby,
desk.
Yeah. Finally, correct answers. Yes, it is Nimrod. Nimrod himself. So that's Adam makes stuff up and Magic Lasso Old Wolf. Sorry, Old Wolf right behind him. It is Nimrod himself. But we got a lot of comedy answers rolling
I
through here.
know.
Chinmo, I'll give you at least one, but if you need 2 to split the vote, I'm happy to.
I got 2 in my head, and I was gonna go.
Right.
I like the not Scott for sure. That made me laugh.
Candace.
And then Matt's just playing to me, and I love it. And I got to go Shredder. I got to give him the team.
There it is. At least one mutant turtle.
Yeah,
comment.
I'll give you that one, Matt. I love the idea of Shredder just hanging out in the back of the building.
Well, Chinmo, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us
dude,
and talk funny books. And thankfully, you got a good Ramita Jr. one out of it.
Yeah. I mean, thank you guys for having. This was great. It was great, just because it's been so long since I actually sat down and read, because I've been so busy between work, personal, family crap, and then everything else. So this was great. It gave me a great excuse to actually sit down and read. So thank you.
Heck yeah, dude. Dude, we gotta have you back, man.
Absolutely. I'm telling you right now, you guys start getting up to like, Gambit, my boy, you let me know. I'm in.
We got a few seasons before that we get around to him. Next season is just the Mutant Massacre. Next season.
I'm happy to come in at any point, but especially when you get to the Raging Cajun himself.
There we go. Nice. That annual, the true first appearance, right? The annual.
It's true. It's very true.
For those that don't know Chinmo or need more of him in their lives, as you all should, the links for the 3 Men in the Basement down below, YouTube and Instagram, so that you can follow them and make sure you're connected to them. And if you're in that area, the neck of the woods, and that New York world, they often have activities, get-togethers, con time spent. So what's the upcoming event? When is that happening?
So we got a bunch of stuff. Most of the guys are down in Connecticut. I'm in Massachusetts, so New England area. Next 2 weeks from now, actually gonna be down by Justin at King Con Comic. King Con. Greg, we're gonna have him on this week. We're doing a dealer preview show. Can't wait. We got a show, Little Giant, up here in New Hampshire. It's an awesome show. I have to say, our show, we put on a 3MIB comic swap in May every year. It's May 16th this year. It's in Newington, Connecticut. If you've never been, if you're anywhere within a 2 to 12-hour drive, it's worth it. It's an all-day thing. We have music, we have a bar, we have food trucks, we give giveaways all day long. It's such a fun time. We have an after party with karaoke. It's a great time. Awesome. And we're going to be doing a bunch of cool stuff on the channel between we got a bunch of cool con preview shows. We have a bunch of cool we're always doing fun giveaways and stuff like that. I announced last week I'm a big Star Wars guy, so look out for an awesome May the 4th special I'm putting together for May. So it's a lot of fun stuff happening.
Awesome.
Love it.
And as a reminder, next week for issue 204, Beyonder Free. We are Beyond the Beyonder. We're over on Justin's channel for issue 204. So be around for that.
Got to find out where Nightcrawler was this whole time.
Yeah. Poor guy. He's we get to go to Hollywood with Nightcrawler next week.
Amazing.
So be there for that. Well, we're deep into the 200s now, so it should be a whole lot of rocking and rolling. And I appreciate everybody for coming by, for hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys all again next week on Justin's channel. All right, peace.
Later.